Hi there, welcome back to PTSD While Black. Today I'm going to do a reading from a program that deals with emotional recovery. For the reading today for June 6th, we have: As my emotional illness progressed, I was able to cope with less and less. My world became smaller and smaller until I was finally trapped inside a prison of my own devising. This was my emotional bottom. Now I am recovering. Now I can be more aware of this beautiful world and not take for granted or ignore the many things provided by the God who I understand. I can bring new things into my life. I believe life is meant to be full, rich, and joyful. Meditation for today. May I find one new thing for which to thank you. Help me let gratitude crowd out envy, wanting, and resentment. That's a cool one. Today I will remember to thank my higher power for what I discover in my search. This is a great reading because I really found myself at the depths of this emotional bottom this last week. If you've seen like the previous videos of just rage. And I've seen myself isolating more and more because I'm like, with a PTSD and especially with a concussion, I don't know when I'm going to have a high pain day. I don't know when something is going to trigger me or set me off, whether it's going to be a loud sound or if we're watching an episode about racism. Um, I don't know when I'm going to be triggered. And there's some days where I've really just isolated so much to where I'm like, I can't be part of the world or be part of what's processing around me. So it's good to have this reading as a reminder to check in with the things that I can thank my higher power for, that I can thank the universe for providing in my life. And especially with the difficult subjects that I'm having to deal with, the things that are my triggers here with the PTSD, to give thanks for those events, no matter how hard they were, to be open and grateful for the learning and the lessons that I have been receiving from dealing with these things. That has been um, a game changer. I would say has helped me to shift the entirety of how I view certain events. I think it first started with the sexual assault, taking the time to be grateful for learning how to do martial arts and learning how to defend myself, learning how to say no and to stop an approach if I found it inappropriate. It gave me this gift of pause, I would say, to check in with me to see, okay, what am I needing in this moment right now, versus just going along to get along or being quiet or putting myself in a hurtful situation with people. Now I just say fuck you, goodbye. um so this is a great reading. um I'm I don't know, I think it's like even before all the traumas, and I don't think they really ever stopped. Being a black woman, I don't really think the trauma ever stops, because you're always going to be affronted either for being black or for being a woman. Let's just face that. But I've found I always had this profound love for the beauty of the world around me, for the appreciation of all that is. And I think now, with having dealt with so many painful issues, I'm developing an appreciation for even uh, the hurt, even an appreciation for the pain. Um, to see that there is beauty, like without difficult challenges or situations, we really don't get to see the full scope and the full shape of our world. Um, I know I'm not wording this correctly, but it's I look at my husband, who is someone who's had many blessings in his life and has not had to face as much adversity. And I think when the car accident happened that day, he was just like, what do I do right now? And I'm like, you get the fuck out the car and you go talk to the police and the fire department right now. That's what we do. That's the next indicated step. There's this not knowing how to be grateful that, okay, I've had this difficult moment and that there's going to be a way out of it, that I can still appreciate the fact that I'm here right now, that I'm not dead from this accident, that I'm not homeless because you lost your job but you didn't lose your home, that kind of thing. Um, so it's not I don't want to put the sunshine, the look on the bright side shit of things, but to really, everything seems to have a richer flavor, a richer aroma. There's such an appreciation for all that is present in this life. That's what I've experienced. That's what I've experienced. Versus just going along and forgetting that life is here, forgetting the beauty of the world around me. So yeah, weirdly enough, I'm appreciative, and I'm just trying to make sure I go back towards the original text. But the other thing that says today, I'll remember to thank my higher power for what I discover in my search. That's something I think I've always been centered as a person to value learning, to value growth. But I don't think I've always been the type of person to express the gratitude for that growth, express the gratitude for the learning and the progress that I've received. So this gives me like a nuance, or just a little switch to change up how I approach my learned lessons that higher power is providing me with in life, but to just give them a little bit of a gratitude, finding the joy of gratitude. And I think that I would close with the joy of being grateful is what calms me down. I think when I'm really badly triggered, when I stop to be grateful for the fact, even though I can't get to sleep right now, I'm grateful that I can rest my body, that my body has the ability to heal itself, that I'm able to feel the sensation of the covers, that I can feel the wind or the cool air, that we have air conditioning, that I'm aware of my senses. When I stop and go into that place of gratitude, I find I get a lot calmer. I find it's easier for me to rest. And so I'm grateful for this book. I'm grateful to have a daily reader to kind of check in to see what I can appreciate in my life today. All right, till next time, kiddos. Peace.